A lot of times when we use the word acceptance or we accept things, a lot of times what we are actually doing is like this, saying, "All right, universe, I accept this thing that you've done to me. Now make it better." It's like when your cat craps on the floor on your carpet and you have to clean it up first thing in the morning. You're like, "Oh, all right, I accept it. I'll clean it up." And you expect the universe to see this acceptance and be so pleased with you that it makes this thing not happen anymore. That's not really how it works. Acceptance is saying it's okay. It's okay. I'll clean this mess up. I probably won't even think about it tomorrow. It's no big deal. It's okay. So when you're dealing with your emotions that come up, emotions that you may hate, you don't have to like the emotion, and you don't have to trick yourself into believing that it's okay when you really feel like it's not. But you have to say to yourself that it's okay. That you need to convey the feeling to yourself. It's okay. I'm calm. I can deal with this. This is a problem that many people have. It's not so much of a problem as just a characteristic that people have. You know how I like to say that we should be more like plants? Well, this is another opportunity to use a plant analogy. A tree that's growing doesn't worry about its color or how rough its texture on its bark is. It 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 no matter how scarred up looking or I don't know no matter what color what it looks like, it thrives, it grows, it reaches its roots deep into the ground and sucks up as much moisture and water as it can get. It reaches its branches up to the sky and soaks in as much sunlight as it can get. It just grows. It just is. And that's the way we could be too. Just saying I accept something is different than saying it's okay. Now with me, my biggest dark characteristic is social anxiety. It stems to a host of other things like drinking too much. I used to kind of self-medicate this anxiety and hope that it would lead me to be more social and flow better and talk better. And what it actually ended up doing is watering me down and making me make an ass of myself, basically. That's how it usually turned up. So I decided, just to leave drinking alone because I feel better when I'm not drinking, but that's beside the point of what I'm talking about. My main problem is with anxiety, social anxiety. When I'm thinking about going to a party or some type of social situation, I feel very anxious. Sometimes it's to the point where it's hard to breathe. Now, some people are totally disabled by anxiety. I'm not quite to that level, but I do experience a lot of discomfort and bad feelings inside of me as a result of my anxiety. So what I've done is I've learned to accept my anxiety, to tell myself it's okay to be feeling this way. Anxiety in itself is okay. It is just a warning from my subconscious telling me that there are risks ahead that I need to consider. There are things that I may need to consider in the future that may take some planning to get through. Now, then at that point, it's up to me to look at the risk and see if they're even real or not, or if they're just things that I'm projecting. Because a lot of times my anxiety comes from not being in the here and now, but projecting into the future all these stories of things that could happen that probably won't happen. But here I am with a stomach ache, worrying to death about some situation. So I've learned to accept that, and right away that takes the power away from it, and it lets me work with it. I can look at it and see where it's coming from and what it's about and what I can do with it. Another thing about acceptance is that accepting your dark characteristics will give you an opportunity to learn more about yourself and to be with yourself and to make friends with yourself. An example of this has to do with my meditation practice. Last night I was on Facebook and I saw a post that an acquaintance of mine has made, and it was disturbing. It was a political post that just went against my grain and was ignorant and hateful and disturbing. So I went to bed, and I was worried that I would be so upset by this post that this person had made that I wouldn't be able to sleep, because it was just stirring in my mind all these ideas of things that I could say in reply to his post, and things like that, like stories in my mind. And then this morning when I was trying to meditate, I could barely concentrate on my breathing because this thought of this post kept coming up in my mind. And so in meditation, instead of fighting thoughts and trying to stuff them down, we just let them go their course. And so that's what I did. And in the course of letting this thought go its course through my mind, I came up with more understanding of myself and my beliefs and ways to say these beliefs better, which I'm not doing a very good job of now, but I think you probably understand what I'm trying to say. Ways to come out with what I feel verbally in a better way. So in the end, I was essentially glad for this person's post because it helped me do some self-discovery. That's a good way of looking at things and saying that things are okay and making the best of it. Now, before, I used to be like, I accept that I have this thing, but I want to get rid of it. And I've done some magic spells. I think I've talked about it before with trying to get rid of my social anxiety. And I've thought at times that I have gotten rid of it, but I had just taken the power away from it for a period of time, and then it came back. Not that I think that magic can be very powerful and can do wonders for you, and it has helped. The certain ritual that I did to take the power away from my anxiety did help, but it's not a cure-all, because I don't think there is any type of cure for what is inside of you. That's what's wrong with homosexuals trying to change themselves. They end up harming themselves. People need to accept and learn to live with who they are, and to accept it and to love themselves despite the things that they might not like about themselves. There's still a need for people. There's still a need for you to love yourself. There's still a need for me to love myself, even though there's things about me that I may not like. Loving is different than liking. I love my son, but he's at the preteen stage and sometimes drives me crazy. That's okay. I still love him. I'd do anything for him. So I guess that's all I had to say for today. Just a few more words about acceptance. Much love. Namaste.